Alright, a conic is the curve obtained as the intersection of a plane and the intersection of a double cone, with the surface of an intersection of a double cone. This equation that looks very, very intimidating is not as bad as it seems. Okay? This is just the general form. When something is in the general form, all you're going to be doing is trying to look at it and identify the type of conic that it is. So, you are mostly going to be looking at, honestly, you're only going to be looking at the x squared and the y squared coefficients, the a and the c. The a and c will tell you everything that you need to know. Now be careful, am I always going to put a and c first in the equation? No. So make sure you're looking for x squared and y squared. So, what you need to know is a parabola. You're writing this down. A parabola is when a times c equals 0. Why? What do you know about equations of parabolas? They're quadratic. Do you agree that the equation usually looks like y equals x squared? For a parabola, we don't want both of them squared. So, it is a times c equals 0 because it will be missing a or c. It'll be missing x squared or y squared. And that's how you know an equation is a parabola. If it's missing x squared or y squared, that's what you have. Questions? A circle. For a circle, A equals C. In geometry, you were given the equation of the circle for one day. Y'all probably did very well because it's very basic. But what you need to know is that your A and your C, the coefficient in front of x squared and y squared, will be the same for a circle. Okay? An ellipse. What is not in an ellipse? The letter C. An ellipse has a positive x squared and y squared, so A times C will be greater than 0. However, do you agree if I have 2x squared plus 2y squared, 2 times 2 is 4? Do y'all agree that's greater than 0? But is that an ellipse? Why not? Because they're the same. So an ellipse, A times C is greater than 0, but A does not equal C. Because if A equals C, then it's a circle. That makes sense? So I always check for a parabola first. Let me look at an equation. Is it missing x squared or y squared? Nope. Then I check for a circle. Are A and C the same? Nope. Then I'm going to figure out if it's a ellipse. Oh, this should say an. Sorry, an ellipse. Last but not least, a hyperbola. Not hyperbola, hyperbola. For this, A times C will be less than 0. X squared or y squared will be negative. What questions do I have? At the end of class, I'm going to give y'all about 10 minutes to do your homework and submit it. For the first time ever, I'm doing it in Schoology because I just don't feel like grading. So y'all are going to have homework in Schoology. You should be able to finish at the end of class, and it's due when you walk in tomorrow. All right? So this is what your homework is going to look like. Example 1, 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 4x plus 6y minus 10 equals 0. Can y'all see that? Yeah, sorry. What? You are going to have a quiz over this, yes. 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 4x plus 6y minus 10 equals 0. Which conic is this and why? Why is it a circle? Y'all, is this that difficult? Did it look harder when I gave you that equation? So what is your reason? You're going to have to justify. It's a circle because what? A equals C. And that's it. That's your homework. Questions? Well, no, we're going to do 3 more. But do I have any questions about this? All right, I want you to do these next 3 on your own. Can y'all see all 4 of them? I know this is kind of light. Write them down and then tell me what shape is it and why. Example 2, what did we get? Why did you get a hyperbola? What's less than 0? I have 2 and 3, or 3 and 1. It does not matter what order. Make sure you're looking at the A and the C, the squareds. So this is a hyperbola because A times C is less than 0. Example 3, what do we get? Why is it a parabola? So although you're right, it is missing y squared. What is my official reasoning? Nope, not missing anything. What are we going to say? A times C equals 0. So it is missing y squared. You can write that down, but the official justification is A times C equals 0. So all of your justifications need to be in terms of A and C. Last but not least, what number is right here? A 1. Don't think because there's no number that it's missing. It's there. So this is an ellipse. Did you spell ellipse right? Because A times C is greater than 0. 1 times 4 is bigger than 0. Y'all, can we do this? Yeah. Lone Star Final. Those are some questions on it. No, you're so funny. Okay, any questions? All right, we are done with our notebook. You can put your notebook away. And now I need you to go to the green packet you picked up when you walked in. Whoa. It's giving Elphaba. All right. Look at, please. The very top is what we just went over. Do y'all agree? Here's your general equation. Here are the situations to tell what's what. Next, we have a circle. We're not going over circles first. We're going to go over parabolas. So can everybody go to the bottom of their first page? Parabolas. A parabola is a set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a given point, called the focus, and a given line, called the directrix. Okay? First of all, a parabola has a vertex. Do you agree the vertex is the highest or lowest, or most left and most right, depending on which way it goes? So can everybody label your vertex? The focus, like it says, the focus, every point on a parabola is the same distance from a focus. Your focus is always inside your parabola. So wherever the focus is, that tells you which way your parabola opens. Your focus is always a distance of P from your vertex. Your focus is always a distance of P from your vertex. As well as your directrix. Your directrix is always outside of the parabola, and it is also P distance away. And we label the directrix D. It's a dashed line with arrows labeled D. So the directrix is always the same distance away from the vertex as the focus. If a parabola opens up or down, do y'all agree for parabola one of them was missing x squared or y squared? So if a parabola opens up or down, what is squared? X. So the standard form equation is x minus h squared equals 4p y minus k. Only your x is squared. If your parabola opens up or down, y minus k squared equals 4px minus h. If your parabola opens left or right, y is squared. What is my vertex here? What's my vertex? The coordinates of my vertex. HK, thank you. Y'all were worrying me for a second. And what's the distance from the vertex to the focus? P. And we're going to say the absolute value of P, just because it's a distance, we want it to be positive. What about the distance from the vertex to the directrix? It's also P, or the absolute value of P. The length of the lattice rectum. Do y'all remember learning that in Algebra 2? You don't remember your teacher saying lattice rectum? They did. But that will be the last time I say it. Instead, because I'm a lady, I'm going to say LR. Also, I just prefer not to say that all the time. So when I talk about LR, what an LR is that tells you how wide your parabola is at the focus. So that is going to be 4P. This right here is your LR in front of your parentheses. How wide your parabola is your LR. That's 4P right in front of the parentheses. Do y'all agree? I'm just saying words to you in letters and it's just like, okay, sure. When we do the examples, it's going to make a lot more sense. Axis of symmetry. Y'all learned that in Algebra 1. What's an axis of symmetry? I'm looking for a different word than that. Yeah, it just cuts it in, right in the middle. Do y'all agree? So we've always done axis of symmetry is x equals your h. Because we usually do parabolas that are up and down. Right? But what if the parabola is left and right? Y equals k. So it depends if it's left or right, up or down, which equation it is. If 4p is greater than 0, what does greater than 0 mean? If it's positive, my parabola is going to open which way? Up, or it could open right. What if 4p is less than 0? It's negative, so it would open down or left. Again, I just threw kind of a lot at you to write down. Everything's going to make sense after we do these two problems. We're going to do 4, but after I do 2 of them, it should start going faster. Okay? Open up. Okay, ready? Page 3, we're not going to do ellipses or hyperbolas today. So go to page 3, please. And I want you to find the equation of the parabola with the vertex -1, 2, and a focus of 3, 2, and graph it. Can everybody plot these real quick? -1, 2. And 1, 2, 3, 2. And what do I know? Vertex. What does that tell me? H and K. Say what y'all just said out loud. This is going to open right. Because it opens right, which standard form equation am I going to use? What's going to be squared? Y. So we are going to do y minus k squared equals 4p x minus h. I know h and k because somebody said I know the vertex. There's one more thing I know here. Louder? I'm not concerned about it. I don't know why it was in the other one, but I'm not concerned about it. We'll come back to that. What are you saying for? How far apart are they? They're 4. Do y'all agree that's my P? So P equals 4, because that's how far apart they are. Can I now fill in all the letters here? Y minus, what's my K? Squared equals, what is 4P? What's P? 4. So what's 4 times 4? 16. X minus h. What's my h? So what's x minus -1? This is your equation. Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay, but we're not done. Because what else does it tell us to do? Graph. We're almost done, but we're not done. What am I missing on this graph? Your graph always needs 5 things. The vertex, the focus, directrix. How do I graph the directrix? The same distance. If I know this is 4 to the right, what am I going to do to find my directrix? Go 4 to the left. Make sure your directrix has arrows. Make sure it's labeled D. And there was 2 more things I need, but one thing else I need to know. LR, that fun word. Remember I told you that LR was the number in front of the parentheses? That means your parabola is 16 units wide at the focus. So how many am I going to go up and down at my focus to get 16 total? I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have our 5 points. You want me to do that again? I saw your mouth moving, so I'm going to do that again. In front is your LR. It tells me that's 16. So at the focus, it's 16 wide. How can I make sure it's 16 wide? By going 8 up, 8 down. So how many is it total? 16. Please don't go 16 both. Number one, it doesn't fit on the graph. But if you go 16 both ways, what happens? That's 32. That's way too wide. What questions can I answer?
Do you have to label
P. No, you don't have to label P. Nope. I just did it so for notes purposes. Right. Ready for the next one?
Wait, we have to label
Vertex, focus, directrix. Yep. All right. The next one wants us to find our vertex, our focus, our directrix, and our LR endpoints. And it wants us to graph this. Yes. How do you know it opens up? Okay, so x is squared, do you agree? However, x is squared means it either opens up or down. But which one is it? Why is it down? Because my LR is negative, so because of that, it's going to open down. Does that make sense? So right away, I know this opens down. What else do I know? What is my vertex? Positive 2, negative 2. And please plot that. Positive 2, negative 2. Have a good day. Okay. What else do I know? Louder? The directrix. Where's the directrix going to be? How do I know? How do I find P? Yeah. Do y'all agree this right here is my LR? In the equation, what is that normally? That is 4P. So 4P equals negative 8. What is P going to equal? Negative 2. Does that make sense? Because you divide. And so because it's negative 2, what does that tell me I'm doing? Down 2. The distance is positive 2, but it's actually going down 2. So if you put positive 2, you're just telling me the distance. That's fine. So what's the directrix? Oh, where's that at? What point is that at? 2, negative 4. So where's the directrix? Yes, but remember it's a line, so what is it going to be? Y equals 0. Does that make sense? Okay, and don't forget to label that D. Last but not least, what do I know? My LR is, the absolute value of that would be 8. So how wide is this going to be? 4 and 4. And where am I going to do 4 and 4 at? At the focus. So start at the focus and go right 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1, 2, 3. because I want it to be 8 total wide at the focus. Oh, what points are those at? And there's my answer. Questions? We're okay? All right. Can I answer? I'm good? All right. This one I'm going to do with you. The next one you're going to do on your own. All right. It says find the equation of a parabola with a focus at 1, 4. I'm going to plot that. And a directrix at the line y equals -3. So go to your y-axis, go to -3, and draw a line. So it wants us to find the equation and graph it. What do I know? P? What's P? Before I find P, I want you to give me something else. It opens up. I know that. So do you agree my equation is going to be x minus h squared? Pick your head up. Write this down, please. 4py minus k. Before we find p, what can we find first, though? Louder? The vertex. Where is my vertex going to be? How do I find the vertex? It's going to be directly between. Now, are we making life easy for you on this problem? No, because how far apart are they? 7. So what would be halfway? So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3.5. Do y'all agree my P is 3.5? And where is that point that I just plotted? 1, 1/2 or 1, 0.5. But do I now have everything I need? Fill in the equation. X minus, what's my H? Squared equals, what is 4 times 3.5? 14, comma, y minus, what's my k? And again, I don't care if you do 1/2 or 0.5, it's fine. There's my equation. Oh, wait, I'm not done. What do I got to do? The LR, what's my LR? So 7 and 7 where? At the focus. There you go. All right, if you can please do number 4 on the next page. I'm going to show you the answer in a second. Again, you're doing number 4. All right, the parabola has a vertex of negative 2, 3. Hopefully you plotted that. And has a focus of 0, 3. What does that tell me? It's going to open to the, say that again? Not left, to the right. Does that make sense? Okay, it also tells me P is what? 2. So can I graph my directrix now? Yeah, which way am I going to go for my directrix? Left 2. A lot of the times the directrix gets forgotten. Don't forget it. Do you agree because it's opening to the right, my equation is going to be y minus k squared equals, what is 4p going to be? 8x plus 2. Do y'all agree with that? And last but not least, how wide am I going to go at my focus? 8, so up 4 and down 4. Do y'all agree that wasn't too bad? All right, tomorrow we're gonna do the last 3 problems. What I want you to do right now, you have 10 minutes. Last period, the fastest person did this in 2 minutes, and they got 100. Go to Schoology. You have Conics Worksheet 1 in Schoology to complete. Everybody do it before you leave.